What is up, guys? Welcome back to another podcast. And it's Friday. That means it's the weekend. Whoop, whoop, whoop. But it's Family Friday. So we're going to be speaking about family events and stories that have been happening and you guys into our, I guess you could say, kind of personal lives. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking about.
Story time.
And
Basically, it is story time, man.
yeah. And you guys all know who that guy is. He's my main man, Mr. George Goodwin. Oi, oi, oi.
Wagwan, brothers.
Mettings. It was actually pretty funny because we were discussing like, well, which story should we speak about, and so on and so forth. And we kind of just said, nah, then let's just speak about this so-called story that you're going to hear now, and then we're just going to let it develop into more stories and so on and so forth. So, what George and I were speaking about earlier was waking up early. So, George, you said you've been waking up for, well, like I remember when you got back from doing that whole marketing with Philip, you you said no, you're going to be waking up at 7, 7, because if you go do stuff with him, he wakes up early, and you also want to wake up early the exact same
Yeah,
time as
yeah.
him.
No, so basically, it it really started when I kept waking up around 10:30, 10. Like that was the
Yeah,
latest I could ever wake up. I couldn't go past really 10, but sometimes I would sleep until like 10:30.
yeah.
Um, but for me, that is late, man. Like Dale,
Oh
I
yeah.
wake up normally at like 8.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When
So
I was
over
staying
the
with you guys, you would wake me
yeah,
up at eight,
yeah.
8:30.
So over, I don't know what had happened, but over like the past few months, I think it was lack of motivation and I wasn't really doing too much during the day. So I was like, I didn't want to get out of bed early because I knew my day was just going to be even longer if I got up earlier. But
Yeah.
recently, I would say past 2 weeks, I went on so last like 2 weeks ago, I went with my uncle to a little fair. It's not fair. He does overlanding, and it's
Yeah.
basically where he advertises his overlanding company. Anyway, so I had to be up early for him, and he basically said he offered me a job with him, and he said, "Look, if you work with me, it's going to be long hours, waking up around 5, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
That's kind of work." But automatically, I thought, wow, wouldn't it just be better for me just to wake up early in general? Because no matter what job I get in the future, it's going to be up early. I know it already. I
Oh
know,
yeah.
and the best time of the day is in the morning. When the sun rises, the birds are
Mhm.
chirping. Um. So yeah. So lately, I've been waking up around 7:30.
Jeez.
Um. And mentally, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
I wake
Like,
up, I make a cup of tea, and I sit outside, or I sit just
mm,
in the little um glass little area we have in the house so we can look out into the garden with my cup of tea. And it's just so nice, man. It's so peaceful. And honestly, even though I don't go to bed until around 2 o'clock some nights because I'm playing with my boys, it still feels good, just to get up. And you know what I do, Dale? You know
what?
what I do?
What do you do?
I go to the bathroom, honestly, and I just splash cold water on my face. I just wash my face with cold water,
Yeah.
and it wakes you up automatically.
Oh
It
yeah.
helps you so much,
No,
man. But yeah,
whenever we go down to a reserve, and like every morning, like I've tell you most days, I wake up the exact same time as my dad because the dogs are in my room, so I have to let them out of my room, and then I'm up with them, and then my dad goes to the bathroom, and then I let them in, and so on and so forth. Uh,
yeah,
but when we go out to a reserve, I already know that we're going to be waking up at like 4, 4:30. So when I wake up, like I'm ready to go, I'm all amped up. Like you said, you go to the bathroom, splash water on your face, and I splash the water on my face. And I find days like that, I feel the most calm and collected than any other day when I wake up like at 10 o'clock, because I feel like the earlier you wake up, I know people don't like waking up early and all of that, but when you wake up early, you can experience the whole day from sun up to sunset, right? Instead of waking up when it's close to the afternoon sun, and then like it becomes the evening, and then you see that you're going to bed later and later because you feel like you haven't really lived the entire day. Like you feel like your day's been really really short, right?
Yeah.
So, like I was saying, um, that when I was at school, there was this one boy that went to the same nursery school as me in same primary school, and he did swimming. Like he was really big into swimming, and he used to go to waterboard, but he went to the early morning sessions, so he had to be at. I don't know if you guys are hearing that, but that Sky, that's the one who's waking me up at 4 o'clock in the morning. She does this exact thing. There's nothing around her, but yet she's gonna go bark. Like mad things over here.
That's your alarm, man.
It's
That's when
my
you need
alarm, bro.
to when she wakes you up, that's when you need to just stay up, go for a morning run, splash that water over your face.
Damn straight, bro. She would love that. Like if I took her out for that morning run, like she would look at me like, "Are you crazy? Like, are you seriously taking me out
Are
right
you
now?"
crazy? But I love you, She'd be
Oh
like,
yeah,
you're crazy, but I love you, man.
crazy love, bro. Rawr. But like I was saying, so he had to go to Waterbourne, and he would have to get there. I think it was like between 5 and 6. They had to arrive there, and he would say to me every time he woke up, he'll climb out of bed. He wouldn't go splash water or anything. He would stretch. He would stretch every piece of his body that you can think of, right?
Yeah.
And he says straight after that stretching, he'll be wide awake and he will go and be able to do anything. Like he was always the one at school when you had your first couple of periods before break, like those were sleeping periods. He would always be the one with the hand up answering the questions. And what I noticed is like I tried it, and
Yeah.
those subjects that I went to, I was more awake and I was taking more information in. Like I wasn't answering questions because like yeah, I'm not going to waste my time and put my hand up in class, but I actually remembered the work that was being taught to me. Unlike when I didn't wake up and stretch and splash my face and so on and so forth. When I would wake up, drag myself out of bed, get to the table, be getting dressed at the table, and rushing off to school. Uh, those days, I wouldn't take in any information. People would talk to me, and I wouldn't even respond to them. I'd just be like, "Hey, bro, let me sleep." And I think it's pretty cool how your body reacts differently to the times that you wake up. Like if I wake up late, that I get pissed off with myself because I'm like, geez, I've wasted a morning. And like I know I've been sleeping quite late for the last 2 weeks. And I do get frustrated with myself in the morning, and it's really, really bad. But like I was telling you right before we started this, Cameron and I are actually wanting to wake up around about 7, right? And do you know why?
Why is that?
Just take a guess. It's not to make yourself feel physically better and mentally better and so on and so forth.
Is it to
Oh,
go to the
okay.
gym?
Oh, mate, you got it. You got it straight away, bro.
So you're the sort of guy that likes the gym in the morning.
Well,
Is
basically,
Cameron that guy? Does Cameron prefer working out in the morning?
yes and no. Like when he's studying, he doesn't really have a choice because if they can change around his classes. So if he has a morning class, he'll go to gym
Okay, so it just kind of
afternoon.
depends on
Yeah,
his lessons and
but
all that.
his new classes, he was discussing it with his roommate. His new classes are now l- late morning, early afternoon. So his roommate now has a job and has to be out driving around and getting queries from all the people that sell his business's products, right?
Yeah.
And he said no, he has to be on the road. He has to leave the house at 9 o'clock. So he said he's going to be out from 9 up until 5, and he says he won't have time to gym. Like I'm not trying to make anyone feel conscious or anything about it, but so he's a pretty slim guy. He's slim, and he was saying to Cameron that no, he doesn't know when he's going to be able to gym and like so on and so forth. And Cameron's like to him, bro, like you don't have to give up gym. You just wake up earlier. I'll wake up the
Find
exact same
time
time
for
as
it, eh?
you. Yeah, exactly. And then gym right before he goes out. Right.
Yeah.
So so that's the cycle that Cameron's going to be getting into. But we're going to be doing it, I think, from tomorrow because we were discussing today because we went to gym. What time did I message you that we went to gym? Like
Message me around 12. Yeah, 12:30. Message me, I think.
Oh, okay. So that was 11 o'clock your time, 12 o'clock my time. Yes, that is correct. Um, yeah. So we were there and chest day and so on and so forth, working out, feeling good, and we were looking at the pool, and I asked them, like, what do you need to swim in the pool? Like, I know you need a cap. And I said, can you go in with like a normal costume or does that have to be like the spandex type pants and or like a speedo?
Speedos.
Yeah. And I said, I'm not wearing a speedo. So
Yeah, man.
so I've got like these other swimming shorts that you can swim in. So I'm gonna be taking that. So Cameron said to me, and like I agreed with him. He said, "Why don't we go early in the morning when most people have headed off to work? We go there, we work out, and after our sessions, our cool down session would be swimming in
You
the
can,
pool.
yeah, swim. Yeah.
So now that also gives me reason to wake up earlier instead of being like, oh no, I just need to edit this, that, and the next thing, and I know my time limit, how long it's going to take, so I can wake up at 9:30, 10. Like now, this is giving me a reason to wake up a lot earlier, which I'm actually kind of happy about.
That's cool, man. I mean, that's good. You know what? Today I found a gym. I don't
Oh,
know if I
you
told
did?
you. I found a
Mhm.
gym. So I went into town. I looked around and then I went to my Google Maps. I was like, yo, I can't find anything here.
Yeah.
And where we live is pretty big. It's a nice, really beautiful beach town. Yeah. Um,
Nice, bro.
and yeah, so I found one. It's you remember Flex?
Yes, yes.
It's
The
a,
the
it's a,
the,
so
the classic
it's
gym. Your
yeah,
the
so it's a non-commercialized gym, which I like. It's
Yeah,
non-commercialized, so it'll just be you get used to the people that come in there, and it's not too
yeah.
big, but it's and hopefully it's not too busy.
Hmm.
But yeah, so tomorrow I didn't go into it. I didn't
Yeah. Were you
get a
waiting for Liam to
subscription or
get
anything.
back?
Yeah, I
Because
need to
then,
speak to Liam about it all.
okay.
So yeah, but anyway, I found one, and I can't wait to start working out because it's been like 2 weeks. Like yesterday, I tried to work out, but it was just at home. It's not really the
Yes.
same.
Oh yeah.
Um, but
No.
yeah, but yeah. But other than that, Dale, I think what we should do is we should get into like some
Yeah,
stories.
stories.
You
Yes.
get me?
There has been a story on my mind, right? And the story is, like, I'm
Oh,
trying
I know
to
this story.
yeah, of course you know the story, but like I'm trying to think, like, I don't think it was the same day. Maybe it was. No, well, it wasn't the same day. I just remember that right now. It was the day that it was the last time that I came and stayed with you guys before I flew back here. When you and I went out on that long bike ride. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember. And we found the. Okay, I won't say anything. Yeah, I remember.
Do you remember how it started off?
Was
See,
that the
it wasn't the same day as when we um
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't
no,
that day.
you
It
know the
wasn't that
story
day.
that I'm talking
Yeah, it
about. Yeah,
wasn't that day.
yeah.
Um, no, all I remember was we packed our bags. I think we took some water and all that, and we just headed off.
I think I remember how it started. It was kind of an overcast day. It wasn't too hot, but it wasn't too cool. It was that nice temperature.
It's like
And
September time.
yeah, you guys were in your Indian summer.
Yeah, just coming out of it.
Yeah, yeah, like it was near the end. And we woke up and we were, I think we were meant to go to the driving range, but your dad was really busy that day. So we said, let's go down to the canal and all that. And if we're up for it, we will go in for a morning swim. But if we're not, we'll continue riding. And I remember we rode through the town and we eventually got to that high point there by that muddy road up at the very top where all the
Yeah.
um cranberries, blueberries, I don't know. I
Oh
can't remember.
yeah, no, I remember. So when you get through all the villages,
Yeah, yeah.
and then we get to that
And
little muddy path.
we passed the church, and then we did that whole big hairpin bend all the way up to the top. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I remember we over there. That was the second time that I had ever been up there. It was the third third time I think. No, I think it was like your fifth or sixth time. But it was Liam's third time. But Liam wasn't with us. Like Liam's only been there three times. Um, but I remember you and I were on top of that um hill, and we were discussing should we go down to that other bridge and go bridge jumping, or should we just see where this road takes us? And I
Okay, yeah,
remember,
I remember. I
yeah,
remember this day.
you remember the story, the
Yeah,
the
and okay, yeah, you carry on.
um. So we go racing down this hill, and it's muddy, and there's rocks and so on and so forth. And we then go through this tunnel of trees, and we land up by this small little bridge over a river. And this wasn't the bridge that we were planning on bridge jumping off of. And right before we actually got to that bridge, there was this lady walking her two dogs. And she said, "Oh my word, it's so good to see kids like you cycling and getting out and jumping on their bloody phones and so on and so forth." Right. And we were like, yeah. And then we were asking her like, do you know any back routes on how to get back to your place instead of turning around and going back? And she's telling us, oh no, you just go over this bridge, you take a right turn, then you take a left turn, and right in front of you there's a road, and you just take that road back. Do you remember that?
I remember, and then there
There,
was there was no road to take back,
yeah,
basically.
yeah, because when we got there, we were going over the fields, and then we had to.
Bro, we were we were going through maize fields. We were going everywhere, and then we ended up on that airstrip, man.
Oh yeah, that airstrip where when I found the one airplane tire, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna
Yeah,
take this back with me.
and you were like, nah, I don't think we should go in here. I was like, no, let's just cycle. Let's just cycle. And I don't,
Yeah.
we like if we get in trouble, we get in trouble,
Oh
you
yeah.
know. And then we ended up finding that bunker. That bunker was sick, man. And
Bro,
we
we
found bullets, or we found what
we
was
found the
it?
casing, the shell casings of the
Casing. Yeah,
bullets.
no, but we found what do you? I can't remember the word. You know when
Uh,
you the magazine. Remember we found the empty
yes,
magazine.
yes. I thought you were gonna say, oh no, we found some naughty magazines. I was like, oh, I don't remember seeing that. I think you get them for yourself, George.
I hid them, man.
No, but I remember the airstrip because I thought it was a proper working airstrip. So I was like, okay, no, let's get off of here. And then you're like, no, look, they're doing some maintenance on the end of the airstrip and all that. I don't think they're going to be using it. Then you and I just we cycled all the way up to the radio tower. I remember that, and then we turned back and we went down to the bunker.
Yes, man. It was a good
It was
adventure, man. But yo, honestly, whenever me and you
a,
were like, I know during the day we would find something to do, wouldn't we?
oh yeah, definitely. And there's always something that involved our bicycles first of all, and there was always
Swimming, walking,
yeah,
you know,
definitely
and
there was,
it would just involve everything, man.
and I'm just thinking back to when this adventure was going on. Do you remember once we left the bunker, we threw the bikes over the electric fence and we were cycling through the farmer's field, and we got to those abandoned buildings.
Yeah, no, I do. I remember all of that.
Like I remember you and I were going through there. We were getting stuck on the brambles, and we eventually get in. And
Bro,
then
we came to remember we came to that gate and I said to you, yo, if farmers here get pissed if they see us on their properties, yeah.
oh
Like
yes,
like they'll bring out their shotgun and try like scare us or they'll try to shoot us. So I remember like when we there was no roads, we are just jumping over fences to
fences.
get over with our bikes on these farm fields, and then there was like tractors around us and
Oh, I remember when we got into that town, because that town was right next to those abandoned buildings, and
oh
we
yes, man. I
and
forgot
we
about them.
and we went to the information board to see where we were, and it was just information on that town. There was nothing more
Bro, but
information about
those
anything
abandoned
else.
buildings were sketchy, man. Like, what was going on
The,
there? Like,
the
the
thing that got me was when these people wrote down the numbers and they're like, call this for a good time and so on and so forth. And then right next to it, you'll be like, the devil wants your soul. And it's like,
yeah, and then the Schwartz sticker or like the you just see
pentagrams.
needles and syringes on the floor. You just see.
Oh, bro.
You know what we
Yeah.
got to do? We need to go back there and play a Ouija board, man.
You play that, bro. I'm gonna be in the corner with my Bible, and I'm gonna be
With your holy
decide.
water, like throwing it on me whilst I'm playing.
As you playing, like as I see your body getting levitated, I come with the water and I throw it on you. I'm like, no, the power of Christ compels you, and then you get back to the ground again. And every single time that happens, I'll just come back and save your life, like just like the good Christian boy I am.
Really? Would you really do that to me?
Nah,
I
nah,
would
bro.
really appreciate it.
No, I see that. I see you up. I'll treat you like well, one of those like dead animals that you find out in the bush. You take a stick and you poke it. It's like, huh? Are you still with me, George?
you'd be like this. You poke me. You'd be like, nah, he's dead. Nah, he's dead. And cycle off, man.
It's like, nah, he's a goner. This one, he if he ever comes back, he knows his way home. It's fine.
That's guy, man. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. He's dead.
Yeah.
I think another funny story to tell
Yeah.
would be to talk about the incident we had. I would say the worst throw ups we have ever had in our lives. The worst, I think the worst, the most drunk we have ever been in our lives, bro.
You want to talk about that now? Okay.
You know, I think as this is one of our so this is our second podcast
For this
from
week.
being out of it, yeah, for being out of
Yeah.
it for some time. I feel like we bring in something quite funny, and
To
interesting,
end it
something
off.
people can maybe relate to it. Just
Yeah.
to end it off. But shall I tell it or do you want to tell it?
Um, you tell it, and then I'll give
Okay,
my
your
view
input, yeah, yeah.
on it and all of that. Yeah.
Cool. So basically, what happened was, Dale was staying with us, and it was your last day. We thought
Uh,
we would be seeing you for a while because Liam was heading off to uni,
yeah.
and I thought I wasn't going to see you before you left. And so basically Dale was heading back to Joburg to see his family. And we decided, okay, cool, the pub's just opened down the road. Why don't we just go down to the pub, have a few drinks? So we went to the pub around like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And we started off with 1 pint each. Cool. Me and Dale were like, Liam was like, nah, I'm done. He just wanted 1 pint. Me and Dale were like, yo, let's have another pint.
Yeah, then
we had
we
another
got
pint.
Charlotte a Coke because Charlotte was driving.
Oh yeah, Charlotte was us. Yeah, so Charlotte was driving us around. I don't know. Do we have 3 pints or 2?
We had 2, but before we went there,
we had a few Fosters.
The 3 of us. We remember we got the Castle Lights because you got your drivers, and we were like, no, we're gonna keep the vodka till the last night, and we just want to have a really
cool.
Good time.
Okay, I remember. So we had, I don't know, did we have like 1 or 2 Castle Lights before?
We had 2 Castle Lights, and then we ate lunch, and we had another Castle Light when we were eating lunch. Then we went out for a bike ride, and after the bike ride, we spoke to Sally.
Oh yes, because we went down to the canal. We went back to we went to the canal, and then we spoke to Sally, said to her that we're going to go to the pub, because she was the one who told us, you should go to the pub. Expecting to see Sally there, but unfortunately we didn't get to see her. Yeah, she did. Anyway, so we drank a few times before getting to the pub. We got to the pub, we had 2 pints each, and
then when we got back, we had.
I was chilled. So we got back to the house, and there's always Foster at our place. Yeah, there's always Foster. So So we now chowing dinner. I had a Foster before. I think I was the only one who had a Foster before.
You were the only one who had a Foster before dinner, and then everyone had a Foster.
Yeah. And then I had a Foster. We also had the whiskey.
We got a tumbler of whiskey.
Yeah. And we were drinking some whiskey, whatever, man. We probably sound like alcoholics right now. and then, so yeah, we were a few drinks down. And what we do with the vodka is we don't drink it, like socially drink it. We play a game, either vodka pong or
basketball.
Basketball, basically, it's a game that we made with basketball.
But this time we played Kings.
Then this time Dale introduced me and Liam to Kings. Wow, that messed me up, man. And so I was like chilled. I was like, yo, we're gonna have a good time, good music going on, talking, messing around, all that.
Yeah.
And I was feeling absolutely fine, man.
Oh yeah.
So we start playing the game. And it's going well. Drinking here and there. And I'm confident. I'm like, yo, I'm wanting to drink at this point. Like, I'm just wanting to get like drunk, man.
Because of you were wanting to up the stakes, and
so every time something would happen, I just wanted to
in that chill zone, and you and I decided like, no, we're gonna call on each other as much as we can to get each other to drink as much as possible, because we don't want to get Liam drunk. We want to make each other drunk.
Yeah, so what me and Dale and Liam decided, let's get some Quavers. We were snacking on some Quavers during the drinking.
And then we had those monster chips.
Those Monster Munch, those Monster Munch. Because obviously, you shouldn't drink on an empty stomach. So we're just thinking this will absorb the alcohol a bit better.
Yeah.
And anyway, long story short, we started playing the game, and the alcohol's going down and down and down. And Liam tapped out. Liam was like, "Look, I can't drink anymore. I'm tipsy now." And when Liam's eyes start going, he normally stops.
Then we said to him, no, he must continue, but he must have his fruit juice. He must go and get a fruit juice, and then he must continue. And you and I will continue with what we have left, because we still each had our own can of Fosters. Because we brought 3 to the table each.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, we brought Fosters to the table.
Yeah, because and then we still had the jar in the center that was filled with a whole bottle of vodka. I remember.
Yeah, but that was like nearly halfway done by that point, bro.
Oh
yeah, it was nearly done. And then anyway, me and Dale, it got to the bottom, so we were going. And look, during the end of the game, I was feeling fine, man. I was
Yeah.
feeling fine. And this is why vodka is a killer, bro. Because it always does this to me. I was feeling absolutely fine, and then there's a little bit in the bottom, and Dale's like, "Yo, should we just down it?" So I pour half into Dale's cup, half into my cup, and there's still a lot in there. Hey? And we down it, and then what we ended up doing was we were just messing around, dancing to some music, in the kitchen, whatever. It's kind of a blur. Not gonna lie, it is kind of a blur.
all I remember is you dropped the plastic jug and I went to go pick it up and I kicked Jazz's ball across the kitchen and your dad came downstairs and thought like there was a massive issue.
No, my dad didn't come down. I swear my dad
No,
didn't come down.
your dad came down and he was like, so you guys are right. And we're like, yeah, no, we're just gonna go watch Jackass.
Yo, I must have been drunk, bro. I cannot remember my dad coming down. Swear down, I cannot. I couldn't remember my dad coming down. I don't even remember that until Liam showed me the video, because Liam has that all on video. And then I remember going to watch Jackass, but the only way I remember was because there was videos. I actually don't remember. Like, if I think about how we got to the lounge, or like how I got we started eating Shan's chips, I can't remember it. So yeah, so me and Dale were sitting on the couch watching Jackass, whatever. And me and Dale, I'm just laughing because I just see Dale, like, when you're drunk and you're like, you lose control of your body, kind of. You're just like dropping everywhere. You're like,
yeah,
you're like flopping around.
You passed me the chips. And I went to go grab it, and I completely missed your hand. And I was swinging my arm back and forth. I eventually got the chips, and then you were like, "Nah, I'm just gonna go to the kitchen and go get some water, and then I'm gonna come back." And we were watching, and then that one stupid scene came up when the guy turned his ass into a volcano.
Bro, see, by that point, I think, did I send you those videos, by the way, of you drunk on the couch?
Yes, did it?
You've got them, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you showed your brother them?
No. I have not showed him.
You have to show Cameron. You have to show Cameron.
I'll show him later.
Okay. Anyway,
right before we go online again.
Yeah. Anyway, and then I decided, Jackass was boring. I went to the kitchen and. Boom, bro. I was standing in the kitchen, yeah. I was just standing and I was like vibing with myself. I was just smiling, just looking at myself in the window, thinking, wow, I'm drunk.
I'm a sexy beast, man.
and then I look in the sink, and the hole in the sink where the water goes into, yeah.
Yeah.
It started spinning, bro. Like, it was in different locations on the bottom of the sink. And then I'm thinking, I'll turn around and think, just calm down, bro. You're just drunk, man. You're not gonna vomit. You're not gonna vomit. That's all I didn't want to have. I just didn't want to throw up. And then I remember Liam and Dale walking into the kitchen, and Liam looks at me like with a grin. He's like, "Yo, Dale's gonna throw up." And Dale looks at me. His face is white, man. His face is completely white. And Dale's like, he looks at me, he's like, I'm not feeling good. No, this is not good. You're like, it's not good. It's not good. And Dale goes to the toilet. We have a downstairs toilet. He goes down to the toilet, and all I see is his feet like hanging out of this toilet. So I open up the door because I think, I need fresh air, man. If this guy's going to chunder, I need fresh air. Yeah. And then Dale's there, and then I hear him throw up one time. Yeah, he threw up. So I go to him, I'm tapping him. Do you remember this? I tap him on the back.
I remember you rubbing my back and you tapping me. It's like, you're good, G, like you're good. And in my head, I'm like, I'm a fire-breathing dragon, and then everything happens. Bro. And then I don't know where you are. I'm just lying on the floor untying my shoes.
No, but before you did that, you know how I was? I was outside on my knees throwing up, bro. And then I remember crawling to the door. I remember like I couldn't walk. I remember crawling to the door, just looking through the door and just seeing you taking off your shoes. And I'm like, yo, what are you doing? And then you're like, I need to take off my shoes and socks because I'm gonna sleep here. Bro, I cracked up. And then what I thought, I was worried, like, paranoid for some reason. I was like, yo, I need to cover up my vomit. So for some dumb reason, I go into the, I don't even know how I got a shovel. I remember finding a shovel, and I was just covering the chunder with soil. I walk in thinking, yo, everything's good, man. There's no mess. And then Dale's dead. Yeah, Dale's like vomiting, whatever. And I go to the basin, and what was the time? It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah?
Oh yeah.
And so I go to the basin, and I'm like, I'm just there, like.
You started drinking water, and I was like dry heaving, and I was like, okay, yeah, I know.
I was just trying to sip it, you know. I was trying to sip.
Yeah.
No, but the thing was, I was helping Dale, right? I was helping him out. I was making sure he was good. I'm there chundering a lot in this basin. Next thing I know, Dale just walks completely past me, walks all the way upstairs, doesn't even ask if I'm okay. I then, after throwing up, my dad comes down, he hears me. All my dad says to me, "You good, George?" He goes back upstairs. Yeah, I'm in this kitchen in the dark, chundering into this sink, and then I'm like, fuck, I need to wash it, clean this up. So luckily, I don't know how I cleaned it up. The basin was clean. I go to the bathroom, and there's vomit on the side of the toilet where Dale was. So then I'm like trying to clean that up, because I was like, yo, I don't want to leave this for my mom, my dad. And then that was the last thing I remember, bro. I don't know how I got upstairs. I ended up bringing
that was the part that
a bucket upstairs.
When you brought the bucket, bro, you had no idea.
Bro, I don't know how I got the bucket. I don't know where the bucket appeared from, man. And Liam was in the room, and I was basically, Liam was telling me, I can't remember. Liam was telling me that all I was doing was like dry heaving the whole night, like off the side of my bed. And I remember waking up, and bro, there was like slime off the side of my bed everywhere, man. It was wet. Bro. No, it was like, you know, that mucusy when you're trying to vomit.
Yeah.
Dale was passed out next to me, and then the next morning, for the worst hangover of my life, man.
Bro. That one killed me, eh? I was dead,
man.
Bro. When I was lying on the floor in the bathroom, and you're right there, I'm like, yeah, can you open up the door? I'm like, no, and you're like, why?
Yeah, you don't want to.
I'm like on the floor,
man.
bro. I'm dead. I like the cold.
Yeah, man, because obviously we would just. It was summer as well. It was hot.
I was flipping hot, and then we still had to do that 2-hour drive back to drop me off, and it was in peak hour, bro. And like, luckily there was no traffic, but like the sun was at that point where it just
makes me feel sick thinking about it. Not gonna lie, man.
But it's all part of that journey, man. It's all part of that journey.
It was part of the journey, bro. It was just guys, if you drink, just make sure you know your limits, man. Just make sure you know your limits, because there's been so many, bro. I don't know if I should say it right now. Maybe it's for another story, but I'll give you for our next story. It involves a bit of urination. That's what I'm gonna say.
Oh, geez, I don't remember this one. Jeez.
I think I've told you it. I think I've told you it when I was in AP.
Ooh,
I got so messed up. I got so messed up.
I remember this one. Oh, bro, we'll keep that for next.
That's actually that'll be a good story. Yeah, okay, cool, man. Well, I feel like we've covered a lot on this podcast, story-wise.
Oh yeah, and we've given people like a little bit of insight on our family stories, and which we have loads more of. But on that note, I don't know if George has any other closing lines to say before I end things off. But if you do, George.
I mean, yeah, I hope everyone just has a good rest of the day, a blessed day, and they're all safe out there. Yeah, enjoy yourselves. And just don't take life seriously, man. Just enjoy yourself and admire what we have. Just be grateful for what you have got, because no matter what, there's someone out there that just has it worse, you know.
Oh yeah.
And I know everyone forgets that, but all of us just got to remember.
Yeah.
We're lucky, man.
Oh yeah, damn shit, bro. But thank you everyone for listening, and we will catch you guys either on Monday, Monday we might post the podcast, or we might just upload like images of some stuff. Like you guys must just stay installed then. But you guys will just have to wait and see. But yeah, but thanks everybody for listening, and
Thank you.
we will check you next week. Thanks, guys, and cheers, cheers, cheers.